What's going on YouTube? Three Sons RC come back at you another super detailed bench video, and we're going to go over every single part, every single spec of this rig before we ever get to the bash. And we're just going to put you to sleep, lull you to sleep with all the specs and the details, you know, because Kevin Talbot's wrong. I know you guys want to know the details before the video. Not just kidding. We're actually going to get to the bash, and guys, you're going to see all this afterwards. If you care to see the details of the specs, electronics, and all that kind of stuff, we're going to do it afterwards. Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Let's get to the bashing. Now we got the TLR tuned Arrma Typhon 6S. Fully M2Cified now. We removed a couple of the stock TLR tuned parts just to kind of toughen up a little bit. I talked about this in the last video. If you haven't checked that video out, go ahead and check that out. Link in the description for that. We're going to be ramping this thing up today and just hope to have some fun. We got some Badlands. These are the 1173s on here. She's smoking on 4S. All right, so Kevin Talbot always does this, so come on, let's try it. Smoke it, baby. Let it smoke. Woo! Now they should be extra crispy. Yeah, they are.
Which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear.
I can't. I tried. As you can see, the arm broke right down there where the shock rod end goes into the arm. So right where the shock rod end goes into the arm, the screw right here just popped out and broke. I tried to shove it in there, try to get one more air out of it. Just was not having it.
Changing who I am, I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life and I won't look back ever again.
You ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how I end up on the top, man, I'm calculated. My mind's a weapon, my body is the engine. I'm never second guessing, I just do it.
If you try, you just might get a little bit of trouble. Right in your side, you would never see me coming. You gon' die if you try, you just might get a little bit of trouble. Right in your side, you would never see me.
My energy is next level, so damn you better be careful. I got an angel and devil, he steps me straight in the temple. I'm ready to be a rebel. I've got a lot of potential hidden inside of this vessel. That is so exponential. I need a first class ticket to the top, no limit. I don't play no gimmicks. I'ma take you to the clinic if you want it. soul.
Had to brake at the last second. I think I actually landed on all fours actually.
Yeah.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my
Who said 3 Sons Camp Street Bash? I kind of said that actually. I just never tried it.
I'm changing my life.
Not gonna lie, this is quite fun. Oh my gosh. I just did not have the punch. Tried to be lazy and didn't come around. That is crazy. If that took it, that is M2Cified to the core. That was straight on the lid. Nothing, guys. I mean, that is absolutely a testament to this TLR chassis with M2Cified everywhere. My goodness. I just thought I'd way more punch. Honestly, I'm not quite used to these tires. I'm used to having a lot more force to be able to pull things around with the punch. And that literally landed square on the towers.
I've done it before and man, I'm not perfect.
I'm changing who I am.
Yep.
I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again.
Yep. They put that thing right in my way. Oh, there's the shaft. Got it right here. Not even bent, just popped out. I gotta figure out why this puppy keeps popping out. Obviously with flex, it does have a center brace, but it keeps popping out. All right, guys, if you like that bash, go ahead and hit that like, comment, subscribe. Really means a lot. But let's get to the breakdown of how this vehicle has changed. It started out as a TLR-tuned Typhon. We've thrown a lot of M2C parts at it. It's almost fully, completely M2Cified. There's just a couple little tweaks that we're going to do. So since the last bash, we've added the front and rear hinge pin kits from M2C Racing. We obviously got the center braces. We also have the front upper hinge pin kit and also the Arrma from M2C Racing's under there, along with the rear and front shock towers, which are essential. You saw that terrible landing that we took completely upside down right to those shock towers. It was a completely square landing. There's not too many shock towers, honestly, in the industry that could have taken that, and really just a testament to the engineering and how tough these parts are from top to bottom. Just M2C, just engineering, just super tough bashing parts. So those are all the M2C parts, but guys, you kind of saw a little bit in the bash that we do still have the TLR tuned Typhon chassis on there, and I thought from the beginning that this was going to be enough. I thought maybe I could get away with not having an M2C chassis on there. Now, I was sending it pretty good. I really did not get the type of sends that I really wanted to get with this vehicle. It was just kind of getting used to it, kind of getting warmed up, but really was having a couple little issues, right? So here's what was going on with the chassis. So basically, this TLR tuned chassis is great for a certain amount of sends, but once you kind of get around like about 100 feet, which is kind of where I was, this chassis does flex quite a bit because it does have 70-75 of material, right? But there's these cutouts that does allow the chassis to flex a little bit too much, and because there's obviously no chassis brace, it kind of over flexes. When it flexes, the drive shafts in the back, actually, because they're slightly too long for big sends, they kind of pop out, and that's why M2C Racing came out with these drive shafts that are slightly shorter than the stock ones. I'm going to be putting some of those in there along with a bunch of other M2C Racing parts, and honestly, because this chassis does flex a little bit too much, I'm going to be moving over to an M2C Racing chassis. These are great. You can pick them up on the site. You can see I put in a pretty big order here, and they do include now these droop screws. We're also going to be adding the ZRS bladderless shock kit. These are essential. Now, I was landing pretty well, but you can kind of see there was some bounce. It wasn't too bad. These are nicely set up pistons, but nothing can beat an M2C Racing bladderless shock kits. They have special pistons in there that really help the shocks on the rebound. On the rebound, when it goes down slower, and that's what these pistons help with. And without the bladder, it doesn't bounce on the top because it doesn't have that kind of domed plastic. The piston doesn't shoot up and hit it and bounce back down. And so this helps a lot with that because it's bladderless. We're also going to be adding this super tough, the part number is 30 40 top plate, right? And this is 70/75. This is just super thick. You can just kind of see how much thicker it is than the stock one. Now, when it was flexing, I actually got the vehicle out and I kind of tweaked the chassis, and actually I could see it was kind of flexing a little bit right up in this area. This is gonna lock this all together and just toughen up, because again, guys, this does not have a chassis brace like you would see on your Outcast or a center brace. And also gonna be adding your standard M2C Racing shock standoffs. These are great because they're, I believe, 4mm drilled out. So a little bit tougher, a little bit thicker. And I'm gonna try to get this to work, guys. To be honest with you, I've heard of my buddy, Aldo Loyal, has actually gotten this chassis support brace to work. They're not specifically meant for it, but you can get them to go. I think you might have to just maybe file off the top here or Dremel off the top a little bit so it doesn't stick too high on the tower here. Again, these are designed for the Outcast and for the Creighton, but they can fit if you do just Dremel off a little bit of the top on there. They can work. You just might have to fiddle with it a little bit. You don't have a tower-to-tower brace, so this is going to basically take any kind of shock from the tower, and you're going to have the brace right here, but it's going to be right here, and it's going to shoot the shock into this brace and then down into the chassis. We are currently using the 5mm M2C hex extenders on this vehicle for 17mm hexes. These have been working great. It's great to have a little bit more width on there, but M2C just came out with these 20mm. Actually, this is a 15mm and the 20mm hex extenders if you want to get a little bit wider. A little bit of width is great, especially if you're going Trugify, put a little bit bigger tires on this Typhon, which is great with this Arrma platform. It's very versatile. So guys, those are the M2C Racing parts that we're going to be adding to it. Now, it was pretty dang M2Cified to start with. We're going to add these last bits to kind of just push it over the edge. Everything M2C is going to be on this rig, and this has just been a blast for us to run. But gotta thank M2C Racing, honestly, because these parts all work together. They're designed, they're not just metal cutouts and copies of things. They're designed, they're engineered to be tough. And honestly, I also want to thank CNHL. I was running these 6S CNHL 5200 milliamp hour batteries. They're 90C, which honestly 90C is plenty for me. 120Cs are great, but you know, those C ratings, guys, they're kind of going crazy, and for bashing, I don't really need 120C. 90 is fine. 120C is just going to run hotter. You know, if you're going to be drag racing and all that kind of stuff, maybe you need the 120C. I don't. I don't need it to run that hot, and some of that hype with the C rating is kind of just hype, guys. But these are 5200, and they fit right in the vehicle great because it is a Typhon. You do need it to be a little bit of a lower pack, and these work good. Link in the description. Want to check out those batteries. And guys, I forgot to mention, I did switch over to these tires. These are the TLR tuned pin tires, right? And these are really worn down, and that's what's fantastic about them, because really I was trying to use these stock tires, and these are brand new, and I just couldn't get any kind of traction on the concrete. I was all over the place. It's nice to have a lot of traction, and burnt off or worn out tires, or even if you got a pair of these that are really, really worn down, they're great for the street, and they're great for ramp sends. Guys, I'm just babbling entirely too much. Appreciate y'all for just watching this much. Hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown of what's running in this vehicle, and for the electronics and all that kind of blah, 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 blah. You can check out previous videos. It's nothing crazy. Got a castle set up, and this is a great engine and all that kind of stuff. But hey, like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. 3 Sons RC, peace out.